Enterprise-wide AML risk management framework. Financial institutions operating across multiple business lines, legal entities, and jurisdictions face unique challenges in managing money laundering and terrorist financing risks. Different products, services, customer types, and regulatory environments may expose the organization to varying levels of risk. The CAMS framework emphasizes the importance of an enterprise-wide approach that provides a consolidated view of financial crime risks across the entire organization. Rather than managing risks in isolated business units, institutions should integrate governance, risk assessment, monitoring, and reporting processes. This approach enables senior management and the board to identify emerging threats, allocate resources effectively, and ensure consistent compliance standards throughout the enterprise. Key components of an enterprise-wide risk approach. An enterprise-wide AML program begins with a comprehensive risk assessment covering customers, products, services, delivery channels, geographic exposure, and legal entities. Institutions should establish consistent policies and procedures while allowing flexibility to address local regulatory requirements. Information sharing among business units is critical to identifying risks that may not be visible within individual departments. Centralized governance structures, common risk rating methodologies, enterprise-wide monitoring systems, and coordinated reporting mechanisms help ensure a unified approach. Senior management should maintain visibility into significant risks across all operations. Effective enterprise-wide programs balance local compliance obligations with overarching global risk management objectives and governance expectations. Managing AML risks across multiple jurisdictions. Operating in multiple jurisdictions introduces additional complexity because AML laws, reporting obligations, sanctions requirements, and regulatory expectations may differ significantly among countries. Institutions should establish minimum global standards while ensuring compliance with local legal requirements. Cross-border information sharing, customer risk assessments, transaction monitoring, and suspicious activity reporting processes should be coordinated wherever legally permissible. The CAMS framework highlights the importance of understanding jurisdiction-specific risks, including corruption, sanctions exposure, terrorist financing concerns, and weak regulatory environments. Regular communication among compliance teams, legal departments, and business units helps maintain consistency while adapting to evolving international regulatory expectations. Governance model for enterprise-wide AML compliance. A strong governance framework is essential to effective enterprise-wide AML risk management. The board of directors provides strategic oversight, while senior management ensures implementation of policies and controls throughout the organization. Compliance functions coordinate monitoring, investigations, training, and reporting activities across business lines. Independent audit functions assess program effectiveness and identify areas requiring improvement. Clear escalation channels, standardized reporting, and defined accountability structures help ensure that significant risks are communicated appropriately. Institutions should also leverage technology to support enterprise-wide monitoring and data aggregation. Effective governance promotes transparency, accountability, and consistent risk management across complex organizational structures. Complying with sanctions requirements. Sanctions compliance is a critical component of an institution's AML/CFT program because violations can result in severe financial, legal, and reputational consequences. To comply with sanctions requirements, institutions should establish comprehensive screening procedures for customers, beneficial owners, counterparties, and transactions. Risk assessments should identify exposure to sanctioned countries, entities, industries, and individuals. Institutions must conduct sanction screening during onboarding and throughout the customer relationship lifecycle. Transactions should be reviewed against applicable sanctions lists before processing. Escalation procedures, investigation protocols, and reporting mechanisms should be established to address potential sanctions matches promptly and consistently while ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. Sources for maintaining up-to-date sanctions lists. Maintaining current sanctions information is essential because sanctions programs change frequently in response to geopolitical developments and national security concerns. Institutions typically rely on official government and international organization sources for sanctions updates. Key sources include the United States Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, the United Nations Security Council sanctions lists, the European Union Sanctions Database, His Majesty's Treasury, HMT, in the United Kingdom, and other national regulatory authorities. Many institutions supplement official sources with commercial screening providers that consolidate sanctions data and distribute updates automatically. Regular updates, testing, and validation help ensure that sanction screening systems remain accurate and effective. Understanding politically exposed persons, PEPs. Politically exposed persons, PEPs, are individuals who hold or have held prominent public functions, as well as their family members and close associates. Because of their positions and access to public resources, PEPs present elevated risks related to corruption, bribery, embezzlement, and abuse of power. The CAMS framework does not prohibit institutions from maintaining relationships with PEPs. Rather, it requires institutions to understand and manage the associated risks through enhanced due diligence measures. Effective risk management requires understanding the customer's role, source of wealth, source of funds, business activities, and potential exposure to corruption or other financial crime risks. Mitigating risks associated with PEP relationships. When dealing with PEPs, institutions should apply a structured risk mitigation model centered on enhanced due diligence, ongoing monitoring, and senior management oversight. Appropriate measures include verifying the customer's identity, identifying beneficial ownership, understanding source of wealth and source of funds, conducting adverse media reviews, and evaluating corruption-related risks.